His survival of that and bouncing right back and going right to his convention is being conveyed in the media world as a sign of strength. This current president of the United States is 81 years old and has COVID. Should he be fine in a couple of days? Doesn't that convey exactly the same thing?
Whoa, Trump took a bullet, got over it pretty quick. Biden got COVID if he gets over it. Isn't that the same thing? Welcome back to the JP React Channel, my beautiful freedom-loving friend. This is where we like to call out the lies, hypocrisy, corruption of tyrants and Satan, shine the light of awareness on woke absurdities, and highlight the amazing work of other freedom fighters because truth conquers. Now, we have some useful idiots at hand here on MSNBC. We've got Joy Reid. Man, just telling it like it is. Biden got COVID, this deadly disease that 99.98% of people have managed to survive. And you know about people taking bullets, about the same survival rate, right? About 99.98% of people who get shot end up living, right? So if you get shot, attempted assassination, you get COVID, if you get over both, it's the same thing, shows the same sign of strength, doesn't it, Joy? Say more.
Here's the question that I have on that. These two men are both elderly.
Only one man acts elderly.
Donald Trump is an elderly man who...
he doesn't act elderly.
For whatever reason, was given 9 seconds to take a iconic photo op during an active shooter.
For whatever reason, Joy, you might not have seen the footage. He took a bullet, other bullets flew. One man unfortunately lost his life after Secret Service, not knowing what the hell they were doing, eventually stood him up. He yells, "Wait, wait, wait," and then stands up, pumps his fist. That's why he was given 9 seconds, because he took 9 seconds. Joy, he took it. He wasn't given it. He took it.
Situation. Weird situation. We'll figure that out one day. But his survival of that and bouncing right back and going right to his convention is being conveyed in the media world as a sign of strength.
Here's a question. If you had a choice to get COVID or take a bullet, which are you going to choose? It's a hard choice, right?
This current president of the United States is 81 years old and has COVID. Should he be fine in a couple of days? Doesn't that convey exactly the same thing? That he's strong enough, older than Trump, to have gotten something that used to really be fatal to people his age.
Yeah, it was very fatal to 0.02% of people who had 4 comorbidities, just as fatal as bullets.
So if he does fine out of it and comes back and is able to do rallies, isn't that exactly the same?
I
mean, it's not exactly the same. It's not the same incident, but it's an elderly man coming through out of an illness.
No, it's not even close to, it's not even a comparison. It's one of the reasons why it was so iconic to see the footage and the image of Trump rising up in glory after he was shot is because that's something so unrelatable, it captivates people. Getting COVID and getting over it is extremely relatable because most people have done it. It's like if you watch your neighbor walk out to his mailbox and get the mail, you're not going to be inspired by it because it's so relatable. It's the mundane. Biden getting COVID and getting over it does not show strength. It shows at best neutral physiology, which his probably isn't even that good. Which, by the way, look at the freeze frame of Jen Psaki's face as Joy Reid is pitching her this idea that, isn't it the same? Well, not the same, but it's like pretty much the same. Jen Psaki used to be prime useful idiot press secretary for Biden. And even the look on her face is like, what are you talking about? But of course, Biden's looking strong with COVID. You see him walking down these stairs barely, which I guess is impressive. He's not falling down stairs. His track record is falling upstairs. He has more of a problem lifting his feet than dropping his feet, which makes upward stair motions a little more challenging for him. But wow, that is, look at this. This is basically the same show of strength as Trump rising up after he got shot. Look at that. This is an iconic image. Look how slow he's going. Well done. We'll get back to this in just a second because remember, it is super wise to trust the mainstream media, Joy Reid, and the FBI, the CIA, the FDA. The FBI is investigating the assassination attempt. I'm sure they'll get to the bottom of it. The three-letter agencies that were once symbols of protection in America are now being weaponized against us because they want people weak. To give you just a small example, as you know, the IRS has acquired 87,000 new agents armed with tons of guns and millions of rounds of ammunition. And the FDA, are they out for your protection and your health and well-being, or are they an arm of the pharmaceutical industry? To me, it's clear they want people weak in both the mind and the body. So let me tell you about NMN by Black Forest Supplements. NMN has been dubbed the limitless pill. In a recent Harvard study, it showed it can help reduce your weight, cholesterol, and blood pressure. And it can take 10 to 20 years off of your aging process. It's like the fountain of youth in a bottle. But the FDA, they are trying to keep NMN away from you because a strong, healthy population is something they're fighting against. Because of its effectiveness, the FDA is attempting to change the status of NMN so it's controlled by the pharmaceutical industry. That way it makes it harder for you to get, it jacks up the prices and requires you to use expensive insurance if you want to get it in this scenario. But with Black Forest Supplements, you can still get NMN, and I recommend getting it now while you can. Because I care about my viewers, I asked Black Forest Supplements for a special deal for my viewers. They agreed. Right now you can buy 2 bottles and get 1 bottle free for a 48-hour period. So right now, go to blackforestsupplements.com/JP. Take advantage of this buy 2, get 1 free deal for only a 48-hour period. That's blackforestsupplements.com/JP. Go there now. Take advantage of this great deal to get your NMN now while you still can. Now back to the video. Before we get to the end clip of Joy Reid's assassination denialism, we'll take a look at CNN, who, make no mistake, they are full of crap. Yet it's just cool to see CNN saying something that's remotely orbiting a grain of truth for a second, in contrast to MSNBC, whatever, Joy Reid saying Trump taking a bullet, Biden getting COVID. If they both get over it, Trump did. Biden's yet to be seen. But it's the same thing. Here's a different perspective from, of all places, CNN.
A bullet couldn't stop Trump. A virus just stopped Biden.
Yeah, so that's how everyone in the world other than Joy Reid sees it, aside from the people who gaslight themselves, which would be Joy Reid. And I would say she's not even gaslighting herself. I don't think she believes what she's saying. I think she is lying because I think she is a liar because she is definitely a useful idiot. But if hearing something from a useful idiot is entertaining, the only thing more entertaining than that is hearing more from that useful idiot. Cut to Joy Reid.
We still don't know for sure whether Donald Trump was hit by a bullet.
His ear just started menstruating, because men do that.
Whether he was hit by glass fragments, whether he was hit by shrapnel. We don't have those details.
By the way, if you're hit by shrapnel, that's also intended to do lethal harm. So she's like, it's a great comparison.
We actually have no details from his physician, even though this man is still a Secret Service protected, and presidential candidate.
Yeah, as in secret? You mean they don't release the medical files for public consumption of presidents? Is that why Joe Biden also doesn't publish his medical files, Joy?
We know almost nothing. Why? Why don't we know that much?
I think we actually know too much. We have a lot of questions, Joy. We have a lot of things we do know that just raises a lot of questions about what we don't know. Who's complicit in this? That kind of thing.
We know that 3 people were shot. 1 person, unfortunately, was killed at the rally.
But Joy, was that a real bullet? You assassination denier? She's like, she would do good as a Sandy Hook denier.
We don't know where they were sitting or standing relative to him.
We actually do.
We don't know why, for 9 full seconds, Donald Trump was allowed to stand back up during an active shooting.
you didn't notice, Donald Trump does not ask for permission.
An active shooter situation, even though they at that point had said the shooter was down, how would they have known if there were more shooters or not? Nobody knew. That there could have been 5 shooters for all they knew.
Well, with that Secret Service, there definitely could have been, actually.
Yet they allowed him to stand up in the middle of that, crisis.
Wait, a crisis? I thought this was staged, Joy.
Pose for a photo and fist pump the air.
This is a useful idiot. When she sees a portrayal of reality being expressed, she doesn't believe it because she's like, "What? We manufacture reality. How could reality just happen organically and genuinely? We receive instructions on what reality is, and then we convey that false reality as reality." That's how it works. Her mind is literally blown seeing reality being seen by the American public.
So he could get the iconic photo. And then they allowed him to stand up again outside of the SUV instead of just shoving him into the SUV. That seems really unusual. What is the actual injury to Donald Trump's ear that's under that bandage?
It's a bullet wound. What is it, a broken hip in his ear?
Shouldn't we know that by now? It's weird. And there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of curiosity about it, in the sort of media world,
Maybe that's because other people have an IQ higher than 11.
My profession. It's weird, right? Where are the FOIAs? Why isn't the New York Times aggressively pursuing his medical records? It's just weird.
Yeah, why isn't the New York Times violating HIPAA laws? Why aren't they doing that? Joy Reid, these are great questions. Glad you posed them. We're all a little less smart for even hearing them, but I also think we're all even more committed to the mission of truth, honoring truth, not manufacturing truth, but observing it and honoring it. That's important because truth conquers. Joy, thank you for modeling the polar opposite of truth so that we can be more dedicated to what we stand for, which is truth. With that said, my beautiful freedom-loving friend, let me know what you think about this intellectual scholar in the comments below and her theories that this is staged, and it might be, right? And how Biden getting over COVID, if that happens, how that's the same is Trump rising up after taking a bullet. Let me know in the comments below. I'll look forward to seeing you on our next video. But until then, stay free.